Hi y'all, I'm Brooks Vinson. I'm with Southern Fried Cajun. I'm here with Grillin and Livin today, and we're gonna be cooking a meal for 10 people at Mr. Michael and Terry Slack's house, who just here recently purchased a kitchen, outdoor kitchen with Grillin and Livin, which is, we have representation for Grillin and Livin with Mr. Chris and his wife Kelly Parker here. And we're gonna just try to impress y'all a little bit with what I love to do, you know, and I've got some seasonings coming out. They'll be on their channel come mid-August, and they'll be in your local grocery stores come the fall. And just look for us at Southern Fried Cajun. And like I said, we're just gonna enjoy cooking something today and maybe sharing a little bit about God to y'all, okay? Now, we're gonna get our aprons on. I'm gonna get my hair up and get the hands washed, and we're gonna get to going, all right? Hi y'all, we're back here now. So I've got my wife, Cynthia Vinson here. She's gonna help with the cutting and help Miss Kelly, Mr. Chris Parker's wife with Grillin and Livin on getting our potatoes cut. Now, normally this recipe calls for red baking potatoes or broiling potatoes. Wherever you come from, you kind of say it different. But we had these laying around, and with the little bit of Cajun background that I do have from my mama, we don't let nothing go to waste. We use it in the recipe. So we're gonna use some good old Russell white potatoes and a red onion, okay? When I'm gonna have them cutting and doing is anytime you're doing a red onion, you want to do, first thing is you wanna get it cut down the middle, cut your tips off, and then get rid of that dead center. That center is gonna do a lot of things. This is the part that mainly makes you cry when you're cutting. Also, it has a slight sour taste in the onion, okay? So once we have that dispersed, we're going to then get the outside off, okay? And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do slices, okay? So that's how we're gonna do the onions. And then they're going to be doing this for us. So I'm just showing y'all real quick on the potatoes. We're gonna cut long ways once, long ways twice, and then at that point in time, we have what we call cubits. And we're just gonna run down it with these. These Russell potatoes are a little bigger, so we're gonna cut it one more time down the middles so we have nice cubes, okay? And then we're gonna show y'all how to season that here in a minute, all right? Hi y'all, I'm here with Miss Terry Slacks. This is her beautiful kitchen and beautiful home here. And we're gonna be doing for our dessert creme brulee. So it's one of the first things we have to prep because it has a lot of prep time, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do, Miss Terry, is we're going to separate 10 eggs. We need just the 10 egg yolks. So if you'll show them the proper way of doing this, the proper way, guys, is to crack it and use the egg itself to separate it. The natural shell of the egg actually causes a cleaner separation from the egg yolk, and it's much gentler to where it's not gonna bust. And we're gonna save these beautiful egg yolks to maybe do a meringue with a dessert later, maybe a coconut cream pie. You know, we might put a meringue on with it.
Another thing about eggs is if you get a shell, when you're separating, if you get a shell in, you can use the shell of the egg to get the shell out. It like attracts like a magnet.
And see, and this is one of the ways that I've learned to cook. It's things that people have learned over time. Everything I know about cooking, the reason why I call myself Southern Fried Cajun is because my mom's from South Houma, Louisiana, down Thibodaux, down in Blue Bayou, and Bayou Black, that whole area. My mom's probably gonna get me because I'm not saying it right, but she's a good Cajun woman, and she taught me a lot of good Cajun cooking, and I'm very proud of that. But everybody goes, well, where's the Southern come from? Well, I grew up in Mississippi, and my dad owns grocery stores, and had the great opportunity in the grocery stores to be able to walk back there in the deli with some wonderful, strong, powerful black women that knew how to cook really good soul food. And so I got to grow up learning a lot of good soul food cooking, and as I got older, I got the opportunity to cook with some really good cooks, and even went to culinary school in Atlanta for a short second, and cooked in a couple restaurants. But the main thing is I always had the passion for cooking and just learning on your own and being willing to listen to our elders.
Exactly.
You know,
Listen
the
to
Bible,
our elders
the Bible
a
even tells
lot.
us about that, right? It says,
does.
you know, a wise man will listen to his elders. Trust me, it's in there. So y'all probably wondering why I got these red marks on my arms. Well, I got in some, if you're from the South, you know what a guinea waltz is. I got in some guinea waltz looking at a remodel job today. Yeah, I have a roof and construction company too. I was,
We just did ours.
yeah, I just did their roof, put an impact resistant roof on so that they ain't got to worry about hailstorms no more. And I got in some guinea waltz. Well, here's a pro tip secret from the South. Use a Sharpie marker. I like a red Sharpie marker because when it wears thin, it actually starts to kind of fade into the skin. Don't look that tacky as a black one. But as you can see, there's no swelling on there. You just draw a circle around with the sting mark, and then you fill it in, and boom, the pain goes away instantly, no swelling. I got stung 7 times this morning, and I'm here cooking, no problem. So we're still working on that creme brulee. Next step we're going to do is, little pro tip is, a lot of people go, well, Brooks, why do you never, hardly ever measure? Well, I'm going to measure for y'all, but I'm going to show y'all why I don't measure. The cause is 4, because we're doing 2 servings of it, which is going to give us 10 servings. It's about 4 to 5 servings per batch for this recipe. So that's why we did 10 egg yolks, and we're going to do 2 cups per 5 egg yolks. Okay? So this is a 1 cup filling. Watch this. There's 1 cup. 2 cups. This thing's pretty much empty. Spill a little bit, but this thing's empty. So what does that tell you? Pro tip, you don't need the cup measuring. This is 4 cups now. It's going to run right about 2 cups every time. All right? Making a mess. She's going to get me. We did 4 cups because we're doing 2 servings. Makes 5 containers per serving. We're trying to serve 10 people, and we want them to each have it. So we're not just doing your typical creme brulee. We're going to do a lemon and blueberry creme brulee.
Ooh,
So
yummy.
the way we're going to do that is, as you see, look at this. What I tell you about our elders having pro tips. I didn't even tell her to do this. So anytime you're doing lemon zest,
You just put the
orange,
palm of your hand in it and you just roll it, and it helps loosen the flavors in the zest, but it also helps juice the lemon.
perfect, perfect. I'm impressed by this lady right here.
Oh, you're so sweet.
So what we're going to do, while she's doing that, getting the lemons ready, we're going to put just maybe, we don't want a lot of vanilla because we want the lemon zest to stand out. Normally, it's a teaspoon of vanilla. We're using vanilla paste per batch. So I should do 2 teaspoons. But because we're adding the lemon zest, we're going to do 1 teaspoon. Right? Make sure it gets in there good. I'm going to add just a little bit extra because I'm a vanilla kind of guy.
The paste, if you haven't used the paste, it's wonderful. It's got like the
It's got the beans in it. Look, guys, if you want to grab a vanilla bean, carve it out, do all that, more power to you. Me,
Much easier.
I like keeping it easy because I want my chill time too. So we got that done. Miss Terry, you want to zest us some lemon in there? So start at the top,
Okay.
like so. Put your thumb on the back side of where you're doing and just pull across there,
okay.
just like so,
that
all the way down. And you can see the lemon pores just popping out. It almost looks like a steam just rolling out of there. And you're just going to make your way around and just rotating your hand
Okay.
and just do it just like that.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, so hold it like that. Okay, you gotta be a little
There you
strong
go.
for that.
All right, that one looks like we got that pretty good in zest. We're going to do about half of this one because we don't want the lemon to overwhelm. And we're going to add a little bit of love to it. So when I say add a little bit of love, we're going to take this and we're going to cut. And I'm going to just take half and I'm just squeeze it lightly. And that's it. Not a lot. Not a lot because it will cause the consistency to mess up. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to whisk this a little. And once we get it whisked, we are then going to take it over here to the heat, and we're gonna bring it to a steep. We're gonna bring it down to a low heat, and just let it cook for a second. And what the main thing you wanna do here is you are trying to cook that vanilla paste and that lemon into your heavy cream. So you got that heavy whipping cream, 4 cups of heavy whipping cream. We've got the tablespoon of extra vanilla extracts and a dab extra little vanilla paste there, and some lemon zest and a light squeeze of lemon in it. And we're just gonna let that cook into the cream, and then we're gonna bring it back and add it to our eggs. In the meantime, we're gonna take a little pot of water and we're gonna bring it to a boil. And you're gonna see what I'm gonna do with that here in a minute. So one of the major tips when you're cooking your cream up for your creme brulee, you'll know that it's ready once all of the I guess bubbles kind of start to flatten out in it, and it becomes more of a flat cream because it's blended together. Once it's get to that point, you want to cut the heat off and take it off of heat because you want it to start cooking, because when you add it to your egg yolks, you don't want it to scramble them. Okay, so we're actually going to try to just let it cool here shortly, and then we're gonna get it added here in a second. All right, guys, once again, you've got to have killer appetizers when you're grilling for your folks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna prepare some boat style kind of armadillo eggs, okay? And good recipe, real simple, real easy, and it actually plays into the stuffed mushroom appetizer too, because a lot of the women folks sometimes don't like the jalapeno poppers. But we got something for the guys, we got something for them. And this is the way we're gonna basically prep these things. We're gonna cut the end off, and we're gonna look at the pepper. You wanna go long ways to get a good boat size with it, and we're gonna go right down the middle till you get that right there. And then we're going to use this to kind of dispose of the insides. You're gonna take your spoon, you're gonna put it right in here, and you're just gonna run that spoon right down into your thumb, and that's gonna get it all out for you right there, okay? And then we're just off to the side. Mr. Mike's gonna continue doing that for me.
I can do that.
And using a really great knife here.
Holy cow, what a knife. This thing is sharp.
Hey, this is a good knife. No, this is a great knife, man. This is our Hadley & Bennett knife right here. We've done a lot of research on this company, and this is a shelf knife, and we have it on our website. It's a great price point, so y'all just check it out when you get a chance. So enjoy, buddy.
So Miss Terry's got our yolks right here and stuff, not our egg whites, but our yolks. We've got 10 yolks there, and we're gonna do a half a cup of sugar per 5 yolks, you know, per recipe, but we're doubling the recipe, guys. So we're gonna do a full cup of sugar right in there. She's gonna lightly stir that in, and we're gonna get it good. Actually, I'm using a 2/3 cup, but luckily enough for y'all, I've been doing this long enough, I'm pretty good with measurements. There you go. I grabbed the wrong scooper, but we got it. That's one of the things they say, if you're a home cook, you can still figure it out. All right. So what we got here is we've got it nicely and smoothly mixed. And what we're going to do is now get our creme brulee out of the fridge where we've been getting it cool. We've got the heavy cream here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this heavy cream and we're going to go into a good pouring bowl, because you want to have it to where you can pour it into your ramekins real easy. But remember, we have lemon zest in here, maybe a little beans from the paste. So we want to pour it through this strainer and try to catch as much of that as possible. And as always, I'm gonna drip a little, make a little mess, because that's what's great about life. See the lemon zest left over in there and all that? That's what you don't want in there, because this is supposed to be a good, creamy, creamy, creamy dessert. All right, now here's the tricky part. You want to check it. Just kind of put your hands around it. If this is warm to the touch, you don't want to add your egg yolks. I mean, my hands are clean. Of course, I always wash them. If I can do that, it's not going to cook my egg yolks, because you don't want to scramble it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to whisk this in right here. And it's going to give us this beautiful, creamy, yellow, rich look right here. You want to make sure you get as much of that egg yolk as possible in there. There we go. All right, once we've got that done, you don't want to stir it too much. It just causes it kind of toughen up. It's just not a good vibe. So now we've got our ramekins over here, okay? And we've got some water boiling. So we've got our oven heated to 325. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook our creme brulee for about 40 to 45 minutes, okay? But here's the big trick, guys. If you just throw it in there, throw it in the oven, it will not cook correctly. You have to get a water bath. You've got to cook in a water bath. Notice, always leave a good space to pour because you can't get any of this boiling water in your ramekins. And you want to get it filled about 2/3 of the height on this thing, okay? So we're going to keep on filling right about there. Look at how perfect that was. Perfect. I ain't got no water hardly left in there. All right. Now, here comes Miss Terry, and she's going to lightly fill each ramekin. She's making sure I don't burn her house down. Everybody wonders why there's always fires in the bayou. That's why, because we don't know how to turn stuff. That's perfect. Just kind of enough to really hit those lines. And we try to have the best pouring bowl possible, but you're going to splash a little, get a little here. But I'm not eating the water, so who cares if we get a little bit of, creme brulee sauce in the water?
Agreed. I don't think there's a one that pours without spilling.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to have enough to come back and top off this one and that one. I think it's the only ones that are a little light on it because we want everybody to have a wonderful taste of this good lemon creme brulee. Let's go right here on top because we're going to have a couple share that one. There we go. Great job, Miss Terry. Great job. I couldn't have done it better myself.
Perfect.
Now, once again, like I said, we got the oven set for 325. Please, folks, this is hot boiling water. Be real careful when you put it up. Miss Terry, if you'll open the oven,
Yes.
I'm going to do this part because if anybody gets burned, I want it to be me. We're going to slide in
Are you sure?
because that pulling and shifting of the rack sometimes will cause it because you don't want this to spill, slosh, or anything. You want to get in this perfect. It looks like we're going to have a problem with the door. So notice that before you slam the door, you bump this, sloshes around. All of this hard work we've done, gone. So we're going to do this for 45 minutes, and fortunately enough, I've been doing this so long, I kind of can deal with the heat. That's how we do it.
That's how we do it, baby.
All right, guys, like we said, we reutilize these Russell potatoes. Just tells you in life that sometimes you don't have to be exactly what God, maybe it's not exactly what God had intentions, but He still can use you. And no matter what the situation, guys, God still has a plan for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these and we're going to make wonderful potatoes with them, and we're going to do a Dijon sauce with them for dipping in. So we're going to do a great roast potatoes. I had Miss Kelly and Miss Cynthia, my beautiful wife, chop up some garlic, some rosemary, some potatoes, and some onions. And we're going to use some of our Southern Fried Cajun everything seasoning, some olive oil, and some balsamic vinaigrette. So we're just going to kind of get some of the potatoes in here. And you're like, oh, well, Brooks, you didn't put no olive oil in there in the beginning. That's going to stick. Well, trust me, there's going to be enough olive oil on there, all right? It ain't going to stick. And we're going to slightly stir it as we go. So we're moving around. We got to kind of even out in these two trays. Well, look, hey, guess what? I bought pre-packaged, already peeled garlic. Look, you don't have to be some kind of sous chef. It don't have to be cut perfect, guys. We're just making some good food, having a good time, and you want it to be relaxed. You want to be able to enjoy cooking. It should not be some kind of labor. It should be a labor of love. So we got the onions here and stuff. So we're going to come back with the olive oil first. Any good extra virgin olive oil. I like a good robust olive oil because I love the taste of a good olive oil. And we're going to just get some good drizzling on it. Everybody's like, oh, use butter, man. Butter's great. Olive oil's great. I'm more of an olive oil fan. To me, the butter just seems to have more of a greasy feel. And we're going to get this balsamic in there lightly. There you go. Right there. And dude, if you got a good aged balsamic and you know how to use it, you're gonna love what you do with it. So now we're gonna take some garlic. We're just gonna get that garlic all over there. It don't matter if I grab a little bit of rosemary while I'm at it, because guess what? This dish calls for rosemary. Hey, so whenever it gets on there, is a good vibe. So now we're gonna get the rosemary. We're gonna make sure we get some fresh rosemary in each one of these. And I'm actually running a little short on how much rosemary I want in there, but I got a couple stems back here that I'm just gonna quick shuck and get a little extra rosemary in there, because I love some good fresh rosemary in this dish. It's very, very, very beautiful thing. So here we go, guys. We got this in here, and then we're just gonna take this every day, everything. You can put it just about on anything. Great seasoning by Southern Fried Cajun. I made this seasoning myself, came up with myself. Like I said, it hasn't even hit market yet, but it's coming soon within the next couple weeks. So by the time you actually probably see this video, hopefully you can find it somewhere and buy it. You can even buy it on Grillin and Livin. Check it out. So we're just gonna hit a nice little handshake. We like handshakes, you know, because we're friendly around here. We're gonna do a little friendly handshake with it. You know, get it in there and, you know, stop for a second. And I'm a hands-on friendly kind of guy, so we're just gonna kind of roll it in there, because that's why we washed our hands anyway, right? And then I'll just go to the sink right behind me and wash them again here in a minute. You just kind of get it good stirred in, right like that. And you stir this one in just good like that. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be good, ladies. It's always good as long as we're happy while we do it. And we're gonna do one more handshake with it. We're just gonna do a little bit lighter this time. Just, you know, this is kind of your goodbye handshake right here, because guess where it's going next? We're gonna shuffle it. But we got our oven on 475, because we sliced them thin. We want them to cook, but we want to get good crispness on the outside of these potatoes. All right, guys, we're gonna turn this on to about a little bit of medium-high heat. And we're just starting to get our stuffing ready for our stuffed mushrooms and our stuffed jalapeno pepper boats. All right, so all we're doing here is nothing special, just some good old Jimmy Dean regular sausage. And some people might say, well, I like a little sweet, I want to use the maple. Well, I like the sage. Look, it's a personal preference, guys. My wife's going to be one of the people eating tonight, and she holds a mighty importance in my life, and the Bible tells us that. And guys, I hope that y'all definitely put God first in your marriage, because as long as you are seeking God first and your wife's seeking God first, it's like a triangle. You're going to draw closer to each other, guys. So let's just make sure we do that and love on our wives and keep that in perspective. So we're going to get this in here, and all we're going to do right here is we're just cooking down some ground sausage, okay? And then we're going to strain it, and then we're going to mix it in cream cheese, okay? Had to grab me a little water here, and just quick reminder, you know, I mean, Mississippi State won the national championship before Ole Miss could get it done,
But
and
they
before
did it
LSU.
too.
Oh yeah, you know, they did it too. I mean, 3 years running, SEC teams, go SEC, win a national championship in baseball. All right, now that I got a little sip of my well water, we're going to finish up with the stuffing for the stuffed mushrooms and the bacon wrapped stuffed jalapeno poppers. So we sauteed, browned a little bit of pork sausage, Jimmy Dean original, and we got 2 things of cream cheese kind of battered up, and we're just going to lightly pour this in here. We got the grease strained out of there, and you got that. And then we're going to do 2 bags of, I don't like using cheap shredded cheddar, but I also like to cheat. I don't like to have to shred my own blocks of cheese. So I try to find like a nicer shredded cheese. So what we'll do here is, as I got Miss Terry Slack here in her beautiful kitchen once again, Grillin and Livin and Southern Fried Cajun. We just gonna get these in here and get it all mixed up real good. I'm getting her workout today. Pilates class that just did not cut it. We're gonna work this arm strength. There you go. Just remember, you know, Philippians 4:13. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, Miss Terry. Yeah. So here we go. We getting it stirred in there, y'all. And sometimes, you know, some things are sweet in life, and some things are tart, some things are salty. But if you mix it the right way and let God take care of it, it's gonna be good in the end. Really, hey, you're gonna come up and lick my hands that I just washed. I'm gonna have to wash my hands again. You got these pretty labs. If you're in the South, you gotta have labs to duck hunt.
That's right. Except we don't hunt.
All right, we got it mixed in pretty good. We're gonna add one last thing, and it is one of my favorites, guys. Man, I've got I think 8 seasonings coming out and 3 frying batters coming out with Southern Fried Cajuns for y'all. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it that old handshake again. And this one we got right here is Southern Fried Cajuns Cajun seasoning. And it's fine. It's not salty, it's low on sodium, and it doesn't just have that cayenne spice. It's just got a good Cajun dirty spice to it. It really gives that good down the bayou feel. So we're gonna give it a little love right across there. Let Miss Terry stir that in. Miss Terry might have to tell me that she needed a break. All right, we're gonna do a little more love one more time. Right there. And we're gonna just stir it in good, and then we're gonna move on to stuffing the jalapenos and wrapping them with bacon and stuffing the mushrooms and then topping it like it's live.
Hey, I gotta try this on the cracker. This looks too good.
Doesn't it look, I mean, you could use this as a dip.
This looks too good, bro. I gotta try it. Sorry.
Go right ahead. Is it good?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Seasoning?
All right, guys, so we're here and we're getting these stuffed. As you see, we're stuffing the portobelloms, we're stuffing the peppers, and you just want to fill the boat up and just fill the mushroom up to the top, okay? And then once we have them filled up, we're gonna come back once again and do a light just seasoning sprinkle over the top of them with, once again, my Southern Fried Cajun seasoning. And you just basically, we're not gonna do these yet because we ain't got the bacon on it, but as far as the mushrooms go, we're just talking about a little light handshake over them. You wanna just put a little bit of, so they can see it, kind of seasoning on there. You don't wanna overwhelm it. You don't wanna try to hurt nobody. You just want it on there just to kind of have that little coat. Yep. And then once we get these to this point, all you want to do is just cut your bacon down in half. You don't want to go out and buy the most expensive bacon, but we just want to take a little bit of bacon and we're just going to wrap it around. Once there, grab another piece, wrap it around, bring it back over. You want your top ends to end up on top. Everybody's like, oh, stick a toothpick in it. If your top ends stick on top and you lay it down flat and just cook it and leave it cooking like this, it shouldn't come unravel, okay? And we're gonna do about 2 half pieces of bacon. I like doing them in halves because it seems that the top piece always comes into a good rotation to lay over the top there, because that is the number one thing I hear in complaints about doing these is, oh, the bacon always comes off. Well, here's your technique to where you don't have to have them old toothpicks up in there. So they're stuffed and bacon wrapped and they're looking good, and we put the ends on top and stuff. That way they don't have to worry about unwrapping. Plus I don't have that bulky toothpick in there that's poking me and stuff, and I can handle them and kind of move them around and stuff. And what we have here is we have some dark brown sugar. And this is where we're gonna make the sweet heat happen, all right? And I'm gonna come out with a sweet heat seasoning for y'all soon, but right now, we're gonna use Southern Fried Cajun's special coon-ass season. This right here, and look, I know all y'all folks, you go, man, you're a Christian guy, why are you saying the word ass? Well, that word ass is in the Bible, guys. Get over it. You're from the South. We call the Louisiana folks. Now, if you're from above business 90, you ain't no coon-ass. My mom was from South Houma, Louisiana, down to Bayou, and that's where the real coon-asses are. So we're gonna use that specialty Southern Fried Cajun coon-ass seasoning. It's got a little bit of that ghost pepper in it. It is a poppin' seasoning. And we're gonna get a good bit off in there. Not a ton because we got a lot of brown sugar, but we wanna bring that brown sugar up. And we're gonna get a little bit of that in there, right? And we're gonna take just a fork. Miss Terry gonna grab me a fork. why I put this seasoning way over here, because if it gets on anything else, it's gonna think. And we're just gonna kind of get this seasoning kind of beat up in there and just kind of fluffy. That brown sugar. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good right here. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. And then right there, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these beautiful creatures and we're gonna roll them in it. Roll them in it, and that bacon's just gonna grab a hold of that, and we're gonna go right down there. And it's gonna kind of help kind of candy the bacon on top when we roll it after we grill it. And y'all gonna see that technique, and it's gonna be your new favorite thing to do, okay? So we're gonna get this done, and we'll see you on the grill. Hey guys, we made it out here in this awesome outdoor kitchen. This grill's huge, it's awesome, it's amazing. And they sell this grill on, guess where guys? We've been talking about it, Grillin' and Livin', man, with Mr. Chris Parker right here, guys. And we're about to get these peppers on there. And the crazy thing is, man, is when you're trying to put stuffed peppers, stuffed mushrooms, all this, you need a big grill to get it done. So we're gonna get this stuff just kind of out there, and we're gonna get them on there, and we're gonna put them on this hot side first, because we want to get that kind of sear going, right? And then once we get a good sear, we'll move them to that slow cook side. And you know, you got to kind of have that experience. You know, most times you're like, oh, I got to use tongs. Well, the more you cook, you know, I've been around restaurants and all that, so kids, don't try this at home, you know? So we're just gonna get them on there, and then we're gonna just put these there, and they're just gonna, ooh, just that brown sugar and specialty Cajun seasoning by Southern Fried Cajun, man, it's really gonna set in on there. And it's gonna be a wonderful taste for the strong men folks, you know? Even though we up here in Brandon, Mississippi, I'm trying to bring the bayou to them a little bit with that Cajun seasoning, and just some good Southern grill food at the same time. Like I said, I didn't say I was full Cajun. I'm a mutt, I'm a mixed breed of a little bit of a Southern Fried Cajun, got that soul food and that Cajun love, y'all. And we're gonna shut this thing and let it get after it. Hey guys, we've got the creme brulee out of the oven and stuff. And basically you wanna make sure that we get a good sturdiness. You can kind of touch it, it's got a light gel. But this, you want it to just have that light jiggle, but you don't want it to get on your fingers, okay? And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna bring them to cooling racks, okay? And if you don't let it sit a little bit, this is gonna be too hot for touch, okay? We're gonna get them in cooling racks, and then we're gonna take them to our fridge, and we're gonna let them sit while we grill our steaks and grill our peppers and everything else like that, and we're gonna really finish this out. So once we get them on here, we'll be off to the fridge, and they'll sit in the fridge for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Hey, they can sit there for a day if you want to prep these the day before, because you got so much going on with guests over, you want to be able to enjoy them. But once again, this is an excellent lemon creme brulee, and wait till you see what I do when I finish it off before I serve it. All right guys, here with Miss Terry again in her kitchen, and we got these potatoes, and they're starting to get a nice brown color. You know, you're like, oh, it's burnt. No, it's not. And see, it's not sticking at all. And we're just gonna move them around. They're getting crispy and crunchy. And what we're gonna do, now that we have that crunch and we just need to kind of finish them off, guys, what we're going to do is we're gonna turn the oven down now to like 200, so it just slow cooks, okay? So we got them stirred. Oh, wow, it's lost them into a slippery tray. Nice little tray. She's got some nice stuff in this kitchen, y'all. She's cooking, grilling with Livin, and she's got some good stuff, you know.
That one's probably got a little darker because it's on the bottom.
Yeah, it's on the bottom, but hey, look, you know, we're gonna make a great sauce, and what we're probably gonna do is we're probably just gonna go ahead and kill the oven, because guess what? Those are pretty much done, and we just want to keep them warm. So we're gonna go ahead and just turn this oven off, and it's gonna be good food. Hey guys, so y'all seen that we got those roasted potatoes going, and I'm gonna teach you a real quick Dijon mustard sauce, okay? So basically right here, I've got some chives that I'm cutting, and I'm chopping up some nice thin chives. You ain't gotta get a lot of them, but just get enough there. And what we'll do is we'll actually reutilize these and replant them so you can grow them in your garden. Miss Terry, tell them about that real quick.
I do. You just replant the white part that has the root. You put it in soil. You don't have to do anything else, water it, and before you know it, you have green onions forever. And you don't have to purchase them anymore.
Yeah, so that's a quick, you know, Southern living type style for you, just to be able to know that, hey, you can still grow your own stuff. So first off, we're gonna do a dollop for Daisy. We're gonna put a little sour cream in it. What I like to do is, depending on how many people, you know, like 1, 2 tablespoons, you know, 3, 4, right? And then we're gonna do half that. We're gonna go 1, 2 and a half, just like a little squirt for good measure. And then we're gonna start stirring that, okay? And that mustard's gonna get in there good, and it's gonna create this light Dijon type sauce. And we're gonna get these chives in here. And I'm gonna get them all over the counter along with it, you know. Not a good scrape there, but it'll be all right. Hey, that's right. Look, hey, I didn't say I'm a dishwasher or a cleaner. You know, and I did wash dishes in a restaurant at the time, but, you know, we're gonna get it in there. We're gonna stir it in there so those chives have a chance to kind of get in there. And we're gonna get this in the fridge to kind of chill, but I can look by the color consistencies, guys. When you can't see the off brown yellow look, you need to add a little bit more, you know, and just kind of get it right. You know, I'm a field cook. I'm not a cook that's perfect. And this is the thing and the reason why when my cookbook comes out, we're gonna have QR codes that y'all can scan, and I will actually teach you through the recipes and tell you what you're looking for and the little techniques. And that's what's most important. So we're gonna get this stirred up good here. And right there, nice and fluffy. And a lot of times, a lot of people want to put a little seasoning in it. If I was going to put any seasoning, I might do maybe my everything seasoning, Southern Fried Cajun, maybe a little dab of it. I think I got it like right here, nice specialty. And we'll put just a little dab of it, a little light handshake, that light handshake of that Southern Fried Cajun everything seasoning, and we'll get that in there. And then once it goes in that fridge, the coolness of the sour cream and stuff, and just letting it kind of absorb in the fridge will be perfect. And we'll get that dip ready so that we have a nice little sauce to eat with our baked potatoes. All right, so we're gonna do some grilled vegetable, guys. It's one of these recipes I picked up back when I was real young. I was working for the Frito-Lay chip route, and my neighbor was a gourmet chef. And me and him on the side, because I had went to cooking school and cooked all my life, we were sharing recipes and we were catering weddings in Natchez, Mississippi, you know, the old antebellum homes, big, beautiful weddings. And I picked up this recipe. It's delicious on the grill. And what we're gonna do is we knock the ends off on the zucchini and the eggplant and the squash. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna slice it long ways, but kind of thick. You want it thick because we're going onto the grill. Be careful, please don't call me saying, oh, I cut myself. You know, keep your knuckles in. Keep your guide fingers on the tip, and let's roll. You know, at least that's how I do it. I'm not going to say that some pro chef might not get on this video and be like, oh, yeah, that's not culinary way. Well, that's what works for me, and I hadn't cut myself in many years. Lord, knock on some wood. We're going to get this wood cabinet here and stuff. So we want to cut these long ways. The good thing about an eggplant, it's going to give you these big, beautiful kind of cuts, but, you know, you just got to kind of work with that, you know, and it's just going to cut open. It's going to be beautiful, guys. And believe it or not, it actually does great. The problem is we're serving 10, and I kind of want everybody to get a piece. And I'm not about the culinary, you know, oh, it's got to look perfect, symmetric. Guess what? We're going to hit it. 1, 2, boom. Come over here. 1, 2. And we're going to have just kind of the same size cuts as the zucchinis, and everything's going to be great. Man, we're cutting on these Drip Easy cutting boards. They even have their own lids and everything. Maybe find the lid for this one. One of the great things is, so I've got all this cut. I'm gonna push down on it, and it pops up. After I've been using it as a cutting board, I can go back in here with everything right like this. Everything's in there, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna hit it with that OEV, that olive oil, and we're just gonna. You never can have too much olive oil. I'm telling you, I love a good robust olive oil. So we're gonna put a little bit of that balsamic vinaigrette on there. And we got that love going right there. And then we're gonna kind of put this on there, that little everything season, that Southern Fried Cajun. And we're gonna probably just about almost finish that whole bag out. I'm gonna have to get that all made up. And you know what's awesome, guys? Y'all ready for this? I'm not even gonna put my hands in it. We're gonna get this lid, we're gonna put it on there. My only complaint about this Drip Easy cutting board and system, and man, guys, y'all can get it. If we could get that lid locked, this would be a perfect thing. But instead, I'm gonna hold it tight. I'm gonna shake her up, get her worked around, even flip it upside down. And then there we go, baby. We got it all seasoned and ready for the grill. Here with Mr. Chris Parker with Grillin and Livin. I'm Brooks Vincent once again, Southern Fried Cajun, and we've got us the star of the show, guys. This is a prime filet tenderloin, and I'm going to show y'all the way I like to trim it out. You know, and my dad, like I said, is on grocery stores forever, but I've also gone to a little bit of cooking classes and everything like that. And this is the way that I prefer to trim it out. I feel like the other way, and you know, you get a lot of people and they want to take their knives and they want to start trimming like this, you know, and they're pulling, they're cutting, doing all that stuff. Me, I feel like you accidentally start cutting into the actual meat of the steak. And I find that there's a better way to watch your knife and stuff like that, especially if you're not a butcher. There's an easier way to get a steak to where you're not cutting off part of the meat that you're going to want to eat. First, also, we have room. We're going to take this back in and we're going to kind of tuck it under so I can get down here to the head. Okay? What I want to do is I want to kind of get a pat and get it solid and straight, and I want to cut off a disbar part. And you want to just get a good slice through there and kind of go straight on through. You should just be able to put the knife and pull towards you and stuff like that, and it's kind of harder with that fat on there. So once we have that, we want to once again buff it up, right? We're going to get a good cut here. We're going to start there, and we're going to pull. You don't want to saw because this is a muscle, okay? And you also want to make sure you get this to room temperature. You know, not necessarily room temperature, but close to. So once we get that cut off, if you'll look here, you have that steak, okay? And everybody goes, well, what about this fat? We want that off. Yeah, we do want that off. And I'm going to go into trimming some other steaks here in a second, but I want to just get this on video. So what we're going to do, now we're going to trim it. And look how easy it is. Now I can see what I'm trimming there off. And I just lift it up and I just lightly take this and I just kind of work it around and get what I don't want off of it. Well, how about how it tucks in there? Well, what you want to do is you want to cut in and then turn your knife and get up under that fat skin, pushing down and turning your knife. Once you see red, you get your hands in there. Then you get under that fat layer and you just start working it around. You see how I can see how thin I'm there. I'm not cutting and losing a bunch of the steak. And then once you get it there, it's just like butter. You just kind of work it around, doing it nice and thin, like you're skinning a deer. And you get that on out. And then you take this right here and you cut that piece of fat out. And right there you have it. You have your nice filet set up right there with no fat on the outside, on the edges or anything. And that's ready for seasoning. All right, guys, we sharpen a knife, guys, this is gonna sound crazy. But every time I'll run in, I'll see somebody sharpen a knife away from them. That is not how you sharpen a knife. You know, yes, you want to hold it at an edge, but you want to hold it at an edge and you want to come towards you. That's the reason why they make these ruffles. That way, if you come too far, it hits those ruffles. But we're going to sharpen a knife in a half moon way, and we're just going to get it like this, and we're going to get that edge. We're going to work it. We're going to get all the way down to the blade. Watch how you go all the way down to the blade, all the way here, there. And you're just going to work it like that. Now, guys, if y'all want to, go ahead and comment, be like, oh no, you sharpen like this, man. That's fine. That's the way y'all do it. That's the way I do it. You know, haven't filmed me yet. We're gonna get this thing good and sharp and kind of wipe a little bit of it off, quarter it up, get about that 1.5 to, you know, 1 3/4 per se. You see that? You can tell me I didn't sharpen that thing good. If you watch this video, the one I was cutting before, didn't do that. This knife just cut that like butter. Tell me I didn't sharpen that baby good. So now here we are again. We're going to come up here. We're going to take this fat. And we're just going to kind of work it out. Work it out around it. Get that out. And you want to leave that piece on there. That's a good piece, you know. We're just going to kind of cut up. Man, now that this knife is sharp, y'all, it is moving this stuff off. Just cutting it like butter. And we're just going to peel it like we're peeling the skin back off of a deer. And get in here on this right here. Like I said, we're going to turn around. We're going to get right up under that old gray meat. Just where we get like that, and then we're going to pull it back so we can kind of put the blade up against that skin and just fillet it out like a filleting a saltwater redfish or snapper. And look at that, meat, beautiful steak right there. That's what we want, that's what we love, that's what we're gonna season. And like I said, trust me on the way I sharpen the knife, because guess what? We're gonna get it on cut. Just push, pull. Push down to the board, finger on prompt, pull to you, it's done, right there. So guys, also, another pro tip when you're doing this, see this fat, this gray fat, that's what you want to get off there, this big chunky fat you want to get off there. When you just got great marbling on the outside of a prime fillet, you want to leave that. That, a lot of people talk about, oh, I still love my ribeyes, because of the marbling and stuff. That's because you're getting fillets and you're trimming them too much. See that right there? You don't want to trim into that. That's beautifulness. You just want to get that off. That is what you want to get off. You want to get that skin lining, that gray, that bad stuff. And hey, Gordon Ramsay's going to go nuts about this, but he likes just a little salt and pepper, man. I got my special seasoning coming up for y'all. And when it's like this, it holds a lot more of that seasoning. Hey, I'm from the South. I'm a good old Cajun boy. I like to feel that spice and that seasoning. We're here. We got these beautiful, immaculate steaks ready to go. And we're going to put the star of the show with the other star of the show, Southern Fried Cajun steak seasoning. Man, this thing is amazing. I do around 1,000 steaks a year catering, fillets, for between deacon supper with their wives and pastor appreciation that the Gideons put on. And man, the Gideons is an awesome ministry. If you don't know about them, man, look into them. They get Bibles to people that need Bibles, man. And so we honor them and we cook steaks for them. And I've been told that they just love them. So that's one of the reasons why I started creating my seasonings, because they say this steak season is amazing. And I know a lot of people are like, oh man, salt, pepper, and a little thyme with some butter and butter bath it, stuff like that. Man, that's great. Here in the South, we like a little more of our steaks, okay? And I'm not gonna ruin this piece of meat, man. We're gonna take this and we're gonna give a light handshake across it, and a little heavy handshake, whatever you wanna call it. But this is how I do it. We get that light handshake, and then I'm gonna do a light roll of this OEV robust olive oil on there. I'm gonna kind of rub them in, flip them over, and notice I kept them little trimmings, because those are what we call grill snacks in the South. You got to have these little trimmings for grill snacks in the South. All right, so we got that, and then I'm gonna kind of rinse my hand real quick, and I'm gonna grab that Southern Fried Cajun steak seasoning again, and we're gonna hit it with that other side base. Right on there like that. And I know y'all going, man, that looks overwhelming. Hey, don't knock it till you try it, Cat. I'm telling you, this thing is gonna be good. Yep. All my buddies, they love it, man. They with it, dude. And we're gonna just rub it in one more time after that OEV on there. Get it good and rolled around in here. And we let these things come to room temperature before we even trimmed them out, baby. So what we're gonna do, we got them seasoned. We're gonna wait about 5 minutes. We're gonna go out here and we're gonna get this grill up to 500, because everybody's talking about, oh, you gotta have that sear plate or cook it in a cast iron skillet. Man, it's great. You can do them butter baths, and I'm gonna give you a video. I'm gonna show you that one of these days too. But right now, we're gonna grill these things on this awesome grill that Grillin and Livin put in at Michael Slack's house. And we're gonna go get that thing hot and ready, and I'm gonna show you how to make sure you cook a good medium rare steak, because it ain't good unless it's medium rare. Definitely this Primo grill. I'm Southern Fried Cajun, man, and I'm telling you, it's my first time cooking on one of these grills, and I'm sold, guys. I'm sold. This is an amazing grill. I gotta get me one. I mean, it just is doing great, and we're about to get these steaks on here. So here we go. Right now, we're gonna open this thing up, and we got a hot temperature. Everybody talks about you want to sear your steaks. This thing's gonna sear it. Listen to it right here. There's that sear we want right there, guys. Every time we're gonna get the bigger ones on there towards the middle. Look at this beauty about to come. Right there. Oh man, look at that thing, look at that thing. And we're gonna get them on here, and we're gonna get it going. what we're gonna do is we're gonna do about 3 minutes each side sear, maybe 2.5, and you wanna do all 6 sides. A steak has 6 sides on it, guys, 6 sides. You gotta get them niblet bits on there too. Those are the good eating. That's our grill snacks right there. So we get them on there and get this thing back closed. Hey guys, Brooks Fitz and Southern Fried Cajun back. We're about to flip these steaks, man. Got my swimsuit suit on, got my hair looking good and stuff. Just want to send a shout out to my boys at Bearded Barber in Hammond, Louisiana for getting me tight with my fade and getting my beard just right. So we're gonna grab these things and we got a good sear on one side, just like that. Look at that sear, look at them marks. We loving those marks. And that's what you want, baby, because you gotta watch this 500 heat. It will cook this steak fast. And like I said, you don't want to overcook a steak, baby. You want it to be medium rare. And you don't want to flip it too much. Let's get these flips in and let's get this grill back closed. And that way you're going to have a good steak and everybody's going to be a happy, happy, happy camper. Hey guys, real quick, going to show y'all awesome steak topper. Everybody loves a good black and blue steak. So what we got here is we got some blue cheese and some butter, and we're gonna throw it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. And then when it comes out, we're gonna add some aged balsamic vinaigrette. So it's a container of some blue cheese crumbles, 1 stick of butter, and I'll show you, it's just a little bit of balsamic, get the right color, and I'll show you that here in a second. Let me throw it in the microwave for 1 minute. All right guys, we got the blue cheese and the butter out, and we're just gonna add a little bit of balsamic to it, just to where it gives it a slight brownish color. Once you get there, see how it's getting kind of dark, it's got that brownish color, maybe a little bit darker. This is kind of to feel. You like a little more, I like a little less. And then we're gonna take it, and we're just gonna let it sit room temperature and stir it every now and then. And we're gonna put it on steaks as an option or just have it on the table. And all it is a balsamic blue cheese butter at this point that they can serve, or you put on the side of their steaks and kind of dip it in or put it over there, and good hot steak's gonna be beautiful. Hey guys, for when the steaks come off the grill and stuff, you wanna get some butter and some garlic powder and some fresh cut garlic and a little bit of Southern Fried Cajun everything seasoning. Put it in there like this. And one of my secret tricks, guys, is gunpowder seasoning. Mississippi State. You can pick it up, get it from them. If you can't get them from Mississippi State, everybody knows Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's sells this hardcore blackening seasoning, and it's really, really good. I like to put just a little dab of it in there, and then we're gonna stick it in the microwave, and we're gonna baste our steaks with this when it comes off. Hey guys, we got these steaks off the grill, and this is that butter reduction with the everything seasoning in it and some garlic, and we're just gonna slop it on these steaks real quick just while they're coming to rest. You want to let them rest about 5 minutes as everybody's coming in. Outdoor kitchens, they've been out there by the grill, the outdoor kitchen, just having a good time, but we're about to make our plates, and we're gonna get them like this. That way by the time they make their plates, it sets another 5 minutes. It's come to rest, it's got this beautiful butter. It's just like giving it a good butter bath, and they're gonna be great, guys. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. And we got the star of the show with the blue cheese butter reduction on it. We got the zucchini grilled and the nice soft. It may look a little burnt, but that's good and soft stuff right there, guys. Squash right there. And then we got these great potatoes right here with this great Dijon sauce. Can't beat it. And let's check this steak out, man. I bet you this steak is right on point. Look at that. Beautiful red inside. Good medium rare steak, because that's the way I like it. Guys, we got some fresh blueberries. Believe it or not, I learned something new here recently. We were riding and we were like, what's this state's fruit? What's that state's fruit? Believe it or not, Mississippi, we're the blueberry state. So I got us some blueberries here, fresh, and we're gonna make kind of like a blueberry sauce to go on top of this lemon creme brulee that we got going. So I'm kind of getting these kind of cooked down reduction, and while we're reducing them, we're gonna put a little bit of dark brown sugar, I'm a fan of that old dark brown sugar. We're gonna get a good syrup of dark brown sugar there to caramelize these things. And then we're gonna add a little bit of that Mississippi raw honey. Yes, sir. We're gonna have it good for them right there. A little more honey. I like a honey. Teaspoon of honey, get the doctor away, because we got a lot of pollen in our steak. So we're gonna just reduce that down and keep cooking it to where it gets a good syrup feel, and we're gonna top it, and it's gonna be delicious, y'all. So y'all stay tuned for when I top the creme brulee with this sauce, man. It's gonna be awesome. Ready? One of the things we love here at Grillin and Livin is this good swimming pool time, man. You come hang out and grill with us as long as you don't swim too deep and don't drown and you don't pee in the pool. But the funnest thing is when the girls are laying out and you hit them with one of these cannonballs and get them all wet. Woo! All right, guys. We're back. We're finishing up the night, man. Everybody has loved the meal. We killed it, but it ain't done till the fat lady sings, and the fat lady loves dessert. So here's our creme brulees. As you can see, we got a good consistency. They're not shaking anymore. We got them good and chilled. We got our blueberry reduction, you know, that we did with the brown sugar and the honey. It's gonna be a great topping, but we've got to get that primo crust. And if y'all look here real close, I got some just good fine grained sugar, but then when I got some dark brown sugar in there, I like a little dark brown sugar in mine for the reasons of, man, it just gives a good southern dirty taste to it and stuff. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get a little bit of that sprinkled on here once I get it to a good fine state, and then I'm gonna torch it. So just give me one quick second here to get this all crushed up and blended in good for you. All right, y'all, we're gonna just kind of sprinkle it on there and just kind of take it and just kind of like, you want to break it up real good with your fingers and stuff. Get it in there real good, you know what I'm saying? Loving the brown sugar and the cinnamon. And like I said, these are lemon zest creme brulees. And while I'm getting this brown sugar on there, let me holler at y'all real quick and send a shout out. Right here, Guy Twain, my man, Rare Breed. He has got that country Christian rap swing, and if you're in some good country music but want someone that's got a good Christian message, look him up, man. He is my guy. Love his song, A Family Man. Y'all got to look him up and listen to it. Once again, his name is Rare Breed, all right? And I'm still working on it here, hitting it up. Another thing to let y'all know about is I have Southern Fried Cajun, but also I did Mr. Mike's roof here in Jackson, Mississippi because of a hailstorm, and that's how we met and that's how we linked up with Grillin and Livin. And if you're in the area and you've got hail damage or just getting a new roof, for the cost of your insurance, I'll upgrade you to an impact shingle. That means you ain't got, next hailstorm comes through, you ain't got to worry about it, baby. We're gonna have you covered and get you right. Once again, the name of my company is CF Roofing and Construction, LLC. Give us a call. Let's get that good old crust on them. We about got her done. We're gonna scare the puppies a little, but we're gonna have that love making right there. Look at that, bam! All the way done right there. You don't see no loose granulates left, any of that type stuff. And then we're gonna take this beautiful, beautiful sauce right here. And we're just gonna put it right there on there. These are a lemon blueberry creme brulee. You gotta watch it now. You don't wanna put too much of that juice because you don't wanna take away from that caramelized crunch on there. You know what I mean? You wanna Make sure they get plenty of blueberries, but not all of that juice, you know? Yes, sir. We're gonna check the crust here in a second. Make sure it's got that good, solid, ooh-wee. Hey guys, this is what we're looking for. Y'all hear that? Look at that crust, that crunch. Scoop in, perfect. Hitting it every time. Mmm. Lemon zest, woo. Man, you just can't beat it. That is good stuff right there. Mmm. I can't hold off. Mmm. That is amazing. That lemon and blueberry. That's the South. Right there in a cup for you. Mississippi, the blueberry state, y'all.